This holiday, switch to Cricket Wireless and get a free LG Fortune with no annual contract.
Switch to Cricket. To get a free smartphone. It's free. Free smartphone, really free.
Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Requires number ported and service activation minimum $30 per month. First month service charge and in-store activation fee up to $25 due at sale. Tax and restrictions apply. One-time fees may apply. See store for details.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone. Happy end of December 2017 to you. Yes, we are at the last few days of this year. What a year it's been. I'm sure you can look back and see how much you have grown, what you've come to see about yourself, what you've healed, what you've maybe even struggled through or really felt, that you couldn't ever ignore it. You had to keep working on this one thing. It's been a big theme this year that we've had to face some things and maybe not always feel comfortable with it, but make progress. And we're going to have some solid progress in 2018. So whatever that thing has been for you, whatever it has done to, let's say, open you up, it's really ignited your heart on some level, whether that's also your self-confidence, your self-worth, what's in your heart, who is in your heart, what you want in your heart, whatever was initiated and started, in 2018, we really solidify it more. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to look at what's going on as we end 2017 and begin 2018. So I want to do a few housekeeping items here for you because I'm going to forget if I don't take care of it now. We have live registration going on for the introductory astrology class. This class is 6 weeks long. It is online with replays. You can ask questions before, during, and after the class. It's designed for a global audience. And it's really meant to support you understanding more about astrology and your chart. Because what you get is not only your chart, I send you your chart, but I also give you a custom report with your key energies. Because what I'll do is I look at your chart and say, okay, what are the key energies for this person? What are their key planets, their key astrological signs, and their key houses? And then we look at that in the course, and you can really hone in on your life themes, what you're here to do and experience, where you're healing, your challenges, all kinds of good stuff. So please check out the link to this class. You can find the link in the show description, or you can go to my website, consciouscoolchic.com, and then under the astrology tab, go to astrology classes at the bottom, and you will see it. Or you can find the link on social media. I've been posting on Instagram and Facebook too. So check that out. I love this class. We have a good time. You really start to put some pieces together about your life. And who doesn't like that? And we just, you feel like you've got this more, like you really understand more about astrology. And if you took the course with me previously in 2014, 2015, 2016, you can retake this class as a refresher for a discounted rate because you already have your report, you already have this information. We're just going to do a review of it. It's kind of like auditing a class in college. So again, I hope that helps you, review again what's in your chart. So I'm very excited about that. I have been offering some of my books for free. If you go to Amazon and you Google, on Amazon, if you go into the Amazon search and go to The Unlimited Sparks of a Bonfire, there you will find chapters from this book. You'll find the full book as well as chapters, and these are soul stories. And each of these soul stories has healing themes, and it's a short story followed by spiritual teachings of what was in the short story. These were each channeled to me. I wrote this book over a course of 2 or 3 years at really spontaneous times when I was meeting these characters, so to speak, and understanding their messages and what they were here to tell. So I love this book, and I hope you do too. I hope there's something in it that resonates with you. These chapters are there's some of them that are free now, but only until the 27th, December 27th. And then there's going to be another chapter that's free starting on the 28th of December. And you can see it in Amazon. It's only available on Amazon, the chapters. It's only available through Amazon worldwide. So please check that out, because I hope that these soul stories have messages that are relevant for you, that resonate with you, and that support perhaps what you're experiencing in your own life. So those are my announcements. I'm looking over my notes here. Any more announcements? Nope, that's it. So let's go for it. Here's the thing. We have some really great support right now. All of the planets, except for one, is moving forward, are moving forward. Uranus in Aries is the only retrograde planet in the sky right now. Everybody else is full steam ahead and moving forward, and I want you to feel that wind at your back, the cosmic energies that are saying, okay, we're moving forward. We're picking up what we learned, we're picking up what we know, and we're moving the game forward now. That's really a wonderful way to start a new year, the energies are moving forward. And I feel this as something that supports really, again, this idea of cementing and getting clear about your priorities in 2018. Uranus is going to do he goes direct on January 2nd. And then we have all planets in forward motion. Okay, I'm just realizing this for the first time. I'm so excited. This is fabulous, my friends, because that full moon in Cancer on January 1st and 2nd is going to help us really move forward with what's in our hearts and where we really feel what we really feel is best for us. For some reason, I was thinking that Uranus goes direct later on in 2018, but it doesn't. It goes direct January 2nd, next week. So here you go. We're off and running. We're going to have some time here where all the planets are moving forward and supporting our next steps, the growth, the movement, the sense of purpose, the sense of strength, the sense of confidence, the sense of self. All of these things are fabulous. Now, we currently have the Sun, Saturn, and Venus all huddled together in the early degrees of Saturn. Depending when you listen to this, the Sun will be further along. But right now, they're in the first decan of the sign. This is a place of initiation. So wherever in your chart you have 0 to 7 degrees of Capricorn is where you are being asked to come sit down at the desk, get down to business, and get serious in this area of your chart. It depends on the house that these planets are occupying right now. They're showing you the focal point, okay? So if it's in your third house, Capricorn in the third house is really about your communication style and how you're communicating with authority and what you need to say and what you need other people to know. If it's in your 8th house, well, this is about your resources and your responsibility with your money and your finances. If Capricorn is in your 12th house, this is a place of what needs to be finished, what is coming to an end, and you need to let it go, complete it, so that you can move forward when the energy goes across your ascendant. All of this, the wonderful thing about astrology is that it's a map, and it shows you where on the map to focus your energy and what's calling your attention. So the Capricorn energy for all of us is very strong right now. It actually hasn't been this strong in a long time. And not to mention, we have Pluto in Capricorn, but he's farther along. He's at 18 degrees. So Pluto's already been, I just got the image of a garden. Okay, this is Pluto. I got the image of a garden, and have you ever seen a garden? It's like a beautiful plot of land, and then it's all torn up and dug up and ditched, and there's like all these piles of the dirt and the holes, and you're like, where's the grass? There's nothing here. And so Pluto has been coming through and just churning up this part of your life and like digging it up and saying, no, I don't want this, you can't have that, and clearing out the garden. And it's been pulling out the weeds, pulling out the things you thought were good, but maybe under the surface the roots weren't so healthy. That's what Pluto does. He churns it all up. He churns it up. Well, now we have the Sun and Venus coming through and shining their light on this part of the garden. And they're saying, oh, wow, okay, we need to improve this. Let's make it better. Let's make sure we add something nice here. What do I really want here? What has meaning to me? And so they bring that energy to the garden. And then Saturn comes through. And I think of Saturn as like the paver, or the one who literally like lays down, kind of rolls over. He rolls over what is meant to stay. So we're starting this process now. We're in the garden, this area of your life that Pluto's been traversing since 2008 is getting a lot of attention. And it's bringing up stuff that you've been working with and working through. And the Sun and Venus are going to move through this part pretty fast overall, only 30 days or so at most. But now Saturn's going to come through, and he's a slow-moving steamroller, and he's going to really solidify that dirt that has been torn up. So think about those holes in the garden. Well, Saturn's going to fill those in, but you have to make sure that's what you want filled in, that you've been responsible, that you are really committed to this part of the garden. Think about how there's probably some areas of your life that you're ready to have that new commitment to yourself, or that new commitment of energy, or that sense of it being solid. Saturn's going to help with that, but he does so slowly. It's going to take him 3 years to pave through all of this territory. But he's going to do that work to make it solid. So whatever has been torn up and beat up and dug up and weeded out in your life, that's where Pluto and Capricorn has been moving through. You're going to feel like those pieces are finally filled in. And that could really give you that sense of, okay, this is what this was about. Or a new sense of maturity around those areas of your life, a new sense of where you've grown, how you've grown. You saw it one way, and now you've had a reality check. Because Saturn in Capricorn is a giant reality check. And you thought, I want to do this, and I could do this, and all these things were coming up with the strong Saturn and Sagittarius energy, possibilities, and what about this, and what do I want that? And now Saturn says, okay, let's commit. You've got to do it. The time is now. You're going to commit. And so here you are, ready to commit to an area of your life that's been torn up and torn apart and maybe torn down, and now you're going to get some new solid grounding. In fact, the image I'm seeing are those pilings. Is that what they're called? That like hold a dock in place, or even provide the foundation for some buildings. Like you're putting in new pilings, like a really solid, deep into the earth sense of this is what I want. Saturn in Capricorn is reminding us that you have the authority to choose this in your life. Now we have the Sun here, and we have Venus here, and so they're adding light and love and support to this part of your world. They're asking you to make it look nice, make it look right, make it fit what you really want. So it's a great time right now for visioning exactly this stuff. And I say, okay, so visioning is usually associated with Sagittarius, but I'm feeling like you're making it real now because the planets are so strongly focused in these earth signs that whatever your vision was, you've got to make it real. And so you look at your garden and you're like, oh, well, I have to plant some awesome dahlias, or I need to have some sunflowers. Okay, what does that mean? You go out, you have to buy it, and you plant it, and you take care of it, and you know all the stuff, right, that makes it real. Capricorn is all about making it real. So you have that vision of, yeah, I want the dahlias, yeah, I want the sunflowers. Now you make it real. Make it real. The earth signs are about our physical world. They are about how we move through life. They rule everything in our physical world. And, I mean, that's a huge category, right? So it's your house, it's your money and your finances, it's your possessions, it's your work in the world, it's your sense of purpose and what you're doing to contribute on a daily basis. It's how you're of service. It's what you own. It's the ability to be in charge of yourself. And all of these themes are so strong right now. So this means that a lot of our energy is focused outward. Now, it will depend on your chart, of course, and where this Capricorn energy is. But Capricorn energy is really about, what we do in the world, in the external world, whether that's your civics, your civic duties, it's your obligations to the government, it's your work, it's your profession, it's your public status. Capricorn is a very public energy. So all of this energy can feel like it's going out. And then we have the full moon in Cancer on January 1st and 2nd. It is at 11 degrees. And it is about coming home to yourself. So all of this energy is being put externally out into the world, the public, the stuff you do to contribute. And the Cancer full moon brings you back into balance. It's where you say, you know what, I need to just sit at home on the couch, put my feet up, and have some chicken noodle soup. I need to take a day off from the world. I don't want to be working. I need to just enjoy the latest releases on Netflix. It's that balancing of, we've been so busy this time of year with the holidays. And when the Cancer full moon shows up, we can realize how much we've done for others without taking care of ourselves. And we just want to nurture ourselves and go back to what feels good. What feels good? So that's the Cancer full moon that is on January 1st and 2nd. It's actually in the evening on January 1st at 6:24 p.m. Pacific time, 9:24 p.m. Eastern time, and then 2:24 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And it's a powerful full moon because we have the moon in Cancer by herself at 11 degrees. Thankfully, she is making a trine to Neptune in Pisces, so that is the sense of relaxation, taking care of yourself, a vacation. And she's also making a grand trine. She's making a grand trine with Mars in Scorpio. So there's a lot of water energy with this full moon. There's that, again, I feel it as you take a long bath, and you want the right tea. And there's a sense of what feels good, what is nurturing, what is supportive right now of you. It's a wonderful time to just return to that space of personal safety, of taking a break from the world. If you're feeling weary from the world, the first few days of 2018 might be perfect. You just feel like, I want to start the year off right, and to do so, I need to tune in to myself. It's a highly intuitive time. It's a great time to listen to what feels right for you as your New Year's intentions. It's a great time to come back to what your truth is, what your heart says, what feels good. Now, this full moon has the Sun conjunct Venus in Capricorn, as well as a nearing conjunction to Pluto. So Pluto, the Sun, and Venus all together in Capricorn. It's quite an interesting lineup because it's transformational. It's really transforming more of what matters to you. And so in 2018, you could have a new sense of your values and what's important to you this year that wasn't important to you last year. What you feel is right for you to change, what needs to look different, and what you're not interested in anymore. Now, it's interesting because this lineup here, the energy around it is going to keep growing. The Sun and Venus are both going to make exact conjunctions to Pluto later on in January. And so I have a sense here that the first 2 to 3 weeks of January it's more about staying open to what's really right for you. There's going to be a new moon in Capricorn January 16th and 17th, and that's when you're going to know what 2018 is for you. So give yourself until that first new moon time to get clear and to sit with your intentions. I think that with this full moon on January 1st and 2nd, the Cancer full moon is about tuning into how you really feel and what's really right for you and trusting those feelings. And trusting that it's time to tune in to more of your feminine self and your feminine needs. And where is she at, this feminine part of you? Is she being given enough space and nurturing and love and respect? Or have you been too darn busy and she's kind of had to sit on the wayside? This year, we're starting off with this sense of your feminine self, your feminine needs, and making sure it's integrated into what you want in 2018. And then by the new moon in Capricorn on January 16th and 17th, you will know. You will have greater clarity because these same characters are all in the new moon too. The new moon has Venus and Pluto, again, matching up with the sun and the moon in Capricorn. So these are the characters that we're going to be working with through the first 2 to 3 weeks of 2018. Again, Venus, the sun, the moon, and Pluto. That means all 4 of them are going to be doing this ongoing conversation. And it's going to be about money. And it's going to be about relationships with people, specifically female people, female friendships, relationships, people in your world, and you realize that maybe they're just not for you anymore. Doesn't that feel kind of heavy sometimes? I know I've had conversations with my friends about this, about it's really hard to let go of female friendships. They're different. There's a different energy involved. Usually there's a lot more openness, sharing, vulnerability, communication. Like they take up a different part of your heart. And when those relationships end, it can really hurt the heart. But the astrology energies here are telling us pretty clearly that you have to look at your own feminine energy as the guide for type of women you're meant to work with right now. And with Pluto here, it looks different than it has before. It looks like it's meant to be something different because you have a new sense of self-respect. So there is a pretty strong theme here that female relationships and friendships are changing. Money issues are coming up. Looking at what you value is different, and this is taking on a long-term perspective. In fact, it's a 3-year perspective. Because Saturn and Capricorn, whatever choices you're making and deciding, Saturn and Capricorn is going to come through and solidify it. Remember, he's the steamroller who comes down and says, okay, yep, we're going to put this down right here. We're going to lay down the cement. We're going to cement in what's important to you now. It's important to with this energy to know, oh, I'm feeling a heaviness. You have to let go of something, and you already know or have a sense of it. And it's probably been a growing sense of it. It's been a growing sense of it. Then the full moon. Okay, so the full moon in Cancer on January 1st is really helping you tune in to those emotional messages, those intuitive messages that maybe were faint, and then you get it loud and clear. And it's something about the new year, right? We just feel it's just a fresh start, new beginnings, clear the decks. Let's start a whole new page, a new chapter. There's a sense here that you're meant to trust what's right for your heart, and it's okay if you experience temporary sadness around the people who go. It sucks. It's hard on our hearts. We don't always want that, but it's because of how much you've changed and how your energy has changed. And, other people move at different paces. They have different motivations, different intentions. They might not be as conscious as they say they are. They might not be as aware as they say they are. There's just this really strong energy here around the fact that we're undergoing a big value change. And we're undergoing a sense of what really matters to us in the long run, and who is in it for the long run, and who's there by your side for the right reasons. And I think that these first 2 weeks of January, you're going to have greater clarity about it. Now, we'll keep talking about this. I'll revisit it next week. But I just want to give you a heads up because it's strong. The fact that these full moons, the full moon and the new moon, involve the same key energies shows us with great clarity that we are meant to be reassessing our relationships and how we view money so that we can stand stronger in who we are now. And as a heads up, that new moon in January, on January 16th, is at 27 degrees of Capricorn. So if you want to look in your chart at that new moon, that's the first new moon of 2018, which officially kicks off the calendar year. So we'll talk more about that as it gets going. Now remember, all the planets are in forward motion. So you're meant to move forward with things. You're meant to keep it going. Do not hold yourself back for other people. You've come too far, grown too much, you know who you are too much. You cannot hold yourself back. And that's what this Capricorn energy is reminding you. You've got to keep going forward on your path, on your next mountain, on your journey. You have to keep going. And you might feel or wonder, am I leaving people behind? Well, that, first of all, can never be true because everyone is where they need to be. There is no ahead and behind. There is exactly what is. And when you have presence and when you have awareness around that, you see that everyone's exactly where they need to be. So don't compare because that serves no one. Instead, you take ownership of your energy. You call all your energy in and you say, all right, this is what we're going to do. You're talking to yourself. Okay, everyone, in my head, this is what we're going to do. We're going to climb this mountain. This is what matters to me right now. This is what is important. This is what I really want. And it's important to really claim this for yourself. Every person is powerful. Every person has the same exact powers to use, and they can be in a very different place or many places with it. Not your concern, not your business, not your responsibility. That is also a Capricorn lesson, is that, Capricorn is all about responsibility and commitment, but to what it is aiming for, not to what anyone else is aiming for. I mean, you ask a Capricorn how to handle some relationships, and they will tell you straight up, oh, that doesn't concern me, or that person's not important to me, or that person doesn't matter to me. That's none of my business. A Capricorn is laser focused on moving ahead. It's not a relationship sign in that way. And so this is where it's okay, Stan, that we have to do some things on our own terms, and in our own energy, and you don't have to stop on the side of your path and hang out for someone else to get to where you are on that path. That's not how to use this. This is about owning your energy. And I put a quote here with this show. I am the captain of my ship. I am the master of my fate. There you go. Okay, so this is a reminder that everything in your life starts with your own energy. And what are you going to choose and commit to and go for? Because the cosmos is saying, it's go time, sister. There's a green light here at this intersection, and you have to move forward. And you don't have to put on the hazards and pull over on the side of the road because someone else is a slowpoke behind you. They're on their own path. They're doing their own thing. That's not for you to worry about. I wasn't planning on talking about this, so I guess some people really need to hear this or reminders of it to free yourself. I want this to free you up, to free up your energy where it's clogged, perhaps with worry or concern about others or responsibility. That's a strong thing, actually, with a lot of those of us who are doing the consciousness and light worker, starseed, awakening stuff. Oh, you feel a responsibility. You feel a responsibility to be of service and to help people. But know that the best way to do that is to continue to honor you, your path, what's best for you next. And to show others, this is how you do it. Right? I mean, you show others more as you move ahead than if you're sitting on the side of the road. If you pull over and you're just hanging out, you don't show them anything. You show them how to wait. You show them how to, pause. And it's okay to take a break, but that's not your intention if you're waiting for others. You are responsible for your own energy and what you do next. And that is how you inspire people to keep growing and to keep going. So that's our work. There's a lot here about our work. Now, again, wherever the Capricorn energy is in your chart, whichever house it's in, it's really bringing it to business, bringing it down to business for you to get serious about and solidify and look at it and really, okay, yep, this is what I want. Yep, this is what I need. And you make some decisions and you get clear and you say no to other things and you say yes to what really matters. And then you put in the work to make it happen. And you really keep showing up for the long haul. I think that you need to have a 3-year plan starting this January. 3-year plan. I was thinking about this in my own life. I think actually I'm going to take parts of 2019 off because I'm looking at my chart and what's coming up for me, and it's like, okay, Molly, looking at the astrology, you know that 2019 needs to be a quieter year. So that's how I'm planning it. And then 2020, I'm going to do some other stuff and dial it back up. But that's how I look at this, is like take a 3-year plan. So 2018, it's very busy for me. 2019, slower, quieter. 2020, okay, there's more things that I'll be doing. This energy for you is going to depend on your chart, and it's going to be really good for any of your earth signs in Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. It's also really good support for any of your water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So a 3-year plan. And you're thinking, what? I don't even have a 1-year plan for 2018. But now you know, okay? Now you have a heads up that you're supposed to have a 3-year plan because Saturn and Capricorn is a really, really big deal. And we have some big eclipses coming up over the next few years, and we have a huge conjunction between Saturn and Pluto in January 2020. So this is a big time, and we can feel it, right? You can see it happening politically socially, economically. You can see these changes that have to be pushed forward and changes that have to be made, and that's what the Saturn in Capricorn is doing, and it's making these changes real. It's making them happen. So it's a big time. If it feels like too much to do a 3-year plan, I'll give you a break and just say, okay, focus on 2018, but keep the next 3 years in your planning, because it's going to serve you best, and it's going to help you feel in control too of, okay, this is what I'm doing this year, and then and maybe you're going to plan a really great vacation in 2019, which you should do because Jupiter will be in Sagittarius. The idea here is that we're meant to be taking a long-term approach for our lives, and there's so many things that we do just to get by on a weekly basis or paycheck to paycheck, and you're being asked right now to really zoom out the lens and look at least 3 years, your 3-year roadmap. That is where that's a big theme too in January of 2018. Let's see here. Let me check the time really quick before I keep yabbering on. Okay, we've got about 8 minutes left. I want to give you some more insights about how the cycles work in astrology, because we're at Capricorn, which is the third and final Earth sign. So it's a culmination sign. Now, every element in the zodiac has a cycle it goes through. And the Earth signs, the cycle starts in Taurus, which is the first Earth sign. And Taurus is about our possessions, what you buy based on what you value. Taurus likes money, likes to spend money. It wants to have money, security, self-reliance, nature, being able to own land and own property. So Taurus lays a foundation in your life. It lays the foundation of what you value, and what you value is where you put money towards. It's also your personal value, your self-worth, and how you feel about yourself as a foundation in your life. And that becomes a foundation for relationships and how you extend love, how you receive love, how you really can love yourself to love another. So that's Taurus, okay, the first Earth sign. Then the cycle progresses next to Virgo, which is the second Earth sign, and it takes that energy from Taurus and says, okay, this is what you value, this is what you've bought, this is what you love. Now how can that help and be of service? And how can that work? How can we improve it? What needs to change? Virgo is about the healing. It's about the body. It's about taking care of ourselves in a daily way. And so the energy of the earth signs goes to another level in Virgo, where you look at the practicalities of your life and saying, okay, this is what I value. How am I doing that on a daily basis? And how am I honoring that? And how is it something that can help other people too? And making sure that you feel such a responsibility around it, that you're committed to it and you're taking care of it. Then the energy of these earth signs move up to Capricorn, the third and final earth sign, which assesses and reassesses. And it says, okay, now, has it been working for you? What do you think about that? How have you been spending your money? Have you been responsible with your money? How's your work going? Is it something you want to be an expert in? Do you feel authority in this part of your life? Are you feeling self-respect with your values and what you've bought and how you show up in the world on a daily basis? And Capricorn looks at your money and says you're not making enough, you need to make more, or you're not being responsible, you're being foolish, you need to be saving more. Capricorn usually says you need to be saving and not spending. And so this is what's cool about it, is that Taurus is more of the child. I want. Virgo is more of the, let's say, 30-year-old, responsible. I've got some things going. I'm working. I'm making money. I'm taking care of my life. And then Capricorn is a senior, well, not a senior, let's say mid-50s, and he has maturity and wisdom and understanding and has a different perspective on life and experience. And all of these three energies are meant to show you how you are moving through the physical world. And so with all the energies right now in Capricorn, we are all meant to be 55 years old or older, and we're supposed to be responsible and mature with our money and save money for later and not undersell our experience or our value. We're meant to see, too, how we can contribute back to the world, how we can be of use in our community, how we can be of service. So we're all meant to be 55 or older right now and understand that some things in life take time to mature, and it's okay, to see it from that way. You don't have to be impulsive, and you don't have to have immediate gratification. And that is meant to help you with this 3-year plan of understanding what you want with this Capricorn energy in the next 3 years. Now, after Capricorn, we go back to Taurus. And this is where you basically have kind of a deconstruction of what you've just built, and you reassess what has meaning and value to you when it goes back into Taurus. As you look again at, okay, where did I put my money? Am I valuing myself enough? How far I've come and everything I own, does it all represent me? Is it connected to my sense of self-love? And so that's the cycle. And it helps to put these things together because astrology is a cycle and it's a progression. And when you're in tune with this stuff, it really makes it clear. It makes it so clear. So I hope that helps you get a grip on some things right now. We're on the other side of the holidays, and it can feel like we're coming down from something, right? Like you're coming down from a high, or you're just coming back down to earth and tending to what is important right now. January is when taxes, at least here in the U.S., become a big issue. You start getting credit card bills from what you spent over the holidays. You're looking at your weight and your exercise. What do I want to change this year? All of those are Capricorn that are meant to help you take the long-term perspective. Really quick before we sign off, I want to do a quick heads up about New Year's Eve. The moon is going to be in Gemini for most of the planet, and that is a very fun, talkative energy, very social, moon in Gemini. But it's the only planet in an air sign, and it doesn't have much support from the other planets because most of the planets are in Capricorn, or you've got Mars and Jupiter in Scorpio, and they just want to hide out and sit on the couch, and they don't really want to do too much. So it could be a year where you want to go out for a little bit, to have some fun with the moon in Gemini, but then you want to retreat, and you come back home, and you want to just stay in. So trust whatever feels right for you. That full moon on the 1st and 2nd will probably encourage you to stay home and to stay inside since it's a hibernating energy. It's also when you could get, I don't want you to get sick, but that's what happens is people are so busy over the holidays and they wear themselves out, and then they are sick and they have to rest and recuperate. Don't do that. Take care of yourself this last week. Take it easy. Pace yourself. We're really being encouraged to pace ourselves. If you work hard one day, make sure you're taking some time off because in the evenings, because the focus right now is doing less. Doing less, taking deep breaths, relaxing, coming back to center, staying clear about what matters to you into 2018 and for the next 3 years. So, my friends, I'm going to talk to you in the new year, January 3rd, next show. live every Wednesday. And I'm also starting a new YouTube channel where I'll be doing videos and I'll be teaching more spiritual concepts. So go find that on YouTube under Conscious Cool Chic. And I'll see you over there soon, and I'll see you back here next Wednesday. Thank you so much, and take good care. Bye-bye.
Okay, Kevin, for the grand prize of $1 million. What color is the White House?
I know this.
5 seconds.
Oh, switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance?
Okay. Judges? That's true, Kevin. They'll allow it. Congratulations. You're a winner.
Woo! Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.